Once you have the racks built, cables pulled, and all your sources and receivers are connected, you're ready to commission the system. Your DM system will work right from power up. The commissioning process tunes the system for optimal performance. Commissioning may be done from the front panel of the DM switcher, which will intuitively step you through the process. Let's take a look at how you commission the system. First, hit Menu, then enter your password. Scroll down to Commission System. There are two checks, HDCP and data rate. Let's do the HDCP check first. This will tell you how many keys each source can accept. First, it will ask you to clear all the routes. Say yes. Next, it reminds you to verify that all the sources and destinations are powered on. You want to make sure that any Blu-ray players are actually playing, so they're asking for HDCP keys. Then hit OK. The next screen shows you which sources will be tested. Hit OK. Now it's configuring the system. This takes about a minute or so. When the HDCP check is complete, it will let you know if all devices can be routed to all outputs simultaneously. DM looks at all TVs, receivers, and everything that's connected to the system. It looks at the number of keys that each source can support. It verifies that the number of keys being sent to each source is lower than the number of keys they can support, that everything can go everywhere. If you select List at this point, you'll see what I mean. This will allow you to scroll through each input. So here I see Input 1, maximum devices allowed, is 16. So this source can support up to 16 keys, and there are 8 outputs in the system. 8 is less than 16, so we're all good. In the case where there are more destinations than the source can support, DM displays a message, Route not made due to HDCP. DM knows not to make the switch, preventing all the live displays from going black. Okay, so hit Done. Next, let's select the data rate check. First, it prompts you to confirm the DM cable type you're running. Each cable drives differently. Next, select the outputs you'd like to test. It will display only those outputs that are currently connected. The first time you commission the system, you'll select All. Later, if you change or add devices, you can test individual outputs. Now hit Next. DM will remind you to verify that all sources are powered on, then hit OK. DM will now remind you to verify all sources are set to their highest output resolution. Hit OK. Now it's running the test. This will take less than a minute. This test will verify that all sources can be sent to all displays and that the cables can support the bandwidth. The test is complete. We can see each output and its supported data rate. So you can see here that the system, as it's currently wired, supports full 1080p to every display. Just hit Done. The last thing you want to do is the ED-ID configuration. Before configuring the ED-ID, DM systems operate in default mode. In the default setting, DM determines the best common resolution for all displays and sends that data to all sources. The best common resolution may not be the optimal resolution, but enables the system to work well without any programming. It's usually at least 720p or 1080i. Now, if we go to our laptop and run the ED-ID configuration, we can see everything connected, all signals going in and out of the DM switcher. Now, to manage the ED-ID and optimize the performance of the system, you can go into any input and select Setup. Go to the ED-ID Configuration tab. You'll notice that every output is checked and sending 720p or 1080i because we're operating in default mode. We can deselect individual outputs if you don't want the source to go to certain rooms. We can also go into manual mode and choose specific resolutions that you want transmitted. There's a list of different resolutions, and you can check off the ones you want. The corresponding displays that support those resolutions will automatically be identified and checked off. You also get pop-up windows as you roll over the outputs to show you what resolutions are supported by each. This way you can make sure that the optimal resolutions are going to each display and manage which sources go to each output. When you're done setting up that input, you freeze the ED-ID configuration and save. You move through each input you want to configure. Only the inputs that support ED-ID will be displayed in ED-ID Configuration tab. HDMI, DVI, VGA, and DisplayPort inputs will be displayed. Composite, S-Video, and component inputs will not. Once you've finished the EDID configuration, the DM commissioning process is complete. Your system is now tuned for optimal performance. As we mentioned, you can always go back and run tests for individual inputs and outputs when new devices are added. For additional information, refer to the Digital Media Design Guide, which is posted on our website. For specific system design or installation questions, contact our True Blue support team at 888-CRESTRON.